This is Aquarius Tranquility. Welcome back. This is video number 2 of Introduction to and how to use the preferences in Firestorm. We already went through General and Chat tab. I'm going through the Colors tab to show you a little bit of what's what. You can personalize your mini map through here, through Preferences, Colors, and mini map. On it, you can see, if you don't want to see physical objects, unclick it. If you don't want to see objects, unclick it. Then you only see the land. If you don't want to see terrain textures, whoops, unclick it. Or if you want to see everything, I want to, oops, world map textures. Oh, that's all the gray stuff and stuff like that. Terrain textures, yes. I will, oh, so you either see terrain textures or you see world map. I want to see the world map. Okay, good. I want to see show objects. Orange is the scripted. Or do I want to see physical objects? I want to see whatever. Okay, that's not important. Taking too much time here. Floating window opacity, active window. This is the window I'm on, so I can make it like this if I want to see stuff going on in the background behind it. It's kind of harder to read because it's less contrasted. So I keep it quite a bit. You can have it like up that far so you don't see anything behind there. Depends on your vision and what you want to see. Inactive is like the one I haven't clicked, so I can make that less opaque like that. And I like it a little bit darker. Okay. Most of these things are personal. This one is key. This is what I really wanted to get to. Graphics. Okay. If you're in a region where you don't really care to see the outside ocean, like here, the Welcome Center, it's a single region. All that's important is stuff that's inside of the water body. So I don't really need to see transparent water here. The more you can turn off, the more it lags less. The more features you have on, the more it'll lag. If you got a slower computer, atmospheric shaders and advanced lighting are huge laggers. Now let's see what happens if I show you the difference if I turn it off, atmospheric shaders. A lot of the fogginess is gone. Fog is a lag. Okay. Basic shaders you always want on because that'll affect how you see lighting on your body and all that. And if I can get her to stop moving. See what happens if I turn that off. It starts to look all weird. Look at that. Basic shaders you always want on. It'll look smoother. Local lights, if your eyes are sensitive to light, turn that off. But if you're in a midnight setting, you won't see any of the lighting features or anything if you don't have that clicked. Bump and shiny, a lot of rock features like mountains and that have bump maps, which basically is a texture to make it look bumpy. You have that off, a lot of the mountain features don't show up. Mine does because I have my draw distance set up very high to 168. Now this region is 256 by 256. And do I really need to see all the way out? If you have a slower computer, turn it down. 32 is the minimum on Firestorm. And so you just determine, okay, well, how much do I want to see? Okay, I want to see about that much. If you're trying to take pictures and you're zoomed out, then of course, you can go really crazy and then you'll see every single thing. Well, that's going to lag you more. And I don't know if you can hear it or not, but my fan just started working faster because I increased the draw distance. It's hard on a laptop especially to have a very high draw distance. Particle count. If I can see the water, like that's like a particle over there, I think. Turn that off. See? I can't see those particles, the little starry things that we're showing. Turn it up a little bit. Now I can see it. So it's not the hugest lagger particle count, but it can make a difference. This one you don't want to mess with too much. Max of non-imposter avatars. Process quality, obviously. Do you want high quality? Do you want, if you have a really, really slow computer, then you can turn that to low. It's going to like not make a lot of stuff not appear very nice. Physics is like if my avatar was wearing physics, then her breastises would be bouncing around. But I don't have it on, so you can't see anything bouncing. That is a huge lagger, avatar physics. If you get in a region with 20 girls with their boobs bouncing, that's gonna that's gonna lag you a little bit. Okay. Level of detail, this is an important one. Generally, before mesh was created, something like one-ish was okay. You'll see objects in the distance start to change in appearance. Once you move it up, when you go up, see, something started to show there. The higher you go, the more shows. But ideally, you don't want to go above, like, say, 2.2. For mesh objects, for the detail to show at a distance, they say the higher you go, the more mesh will show, and keep it at like 4. You might end up getting note cards from some places saying that, oh, if you want to see more mesh and see it properly, keep it all the way up. That is gonna lag you so bad in a very busy area. Here it's mostly prim, so you won't have that much lag if you turned it up. But ideally, try to keep it not too far off from 2. If you're in an area that's not a lot of mesh, keep it lower. Or if you're in a place of party with like 30 different avies, keep this down. Flexi prims is like flexible moving hair that moves around like that. You can keep that pretty low and it still moves. It still moves. This is ideally kept down here. The left side is lower graphics. Right side is higher detail. Trees, do I care to see them and all their detail? Don't really care. Terrain, there isn't a lot of terrain showing, so I keep it down. You only want that up if you're building, to see your terrain at a distance and stuff. Hardware skinny, you definitely want that on. This doesn't need to be, but I have a faster processor, so I leave it on. Ideally, you would want to keep your graphics at mid, no matter what kind of computer you have. Desktops can handle ultra a lot better. Laptops, you don't want to go any higher than between here, mid and high. It's very taxing on your laptop. Let me check my recording time here. This one's almost done too. And water reflection, how much reflection is going to show on the water of objects that are surrounding it. So if I turn my water back on, transparent water, see, I think I have the fog feature off. That's why it's transparent like that. Rendering features, yep, see, my fog was off. That's how water is actually supposed to appear. So if I go closer to the water, I can show you. Let's say I want to see everything reflected, then it just shows a little more detail. I show only terrain and trees. Show only minimal. And point lighting, sun, moon only. Full default. Everything. Then it starts to appear a lot more naturalistic, like water, but it's very taxing on your system. So majority is set by default. Reduced. Sun and moon, whatever. I'm just gonna put it on full. Bump map and shiny. If any object that's supposed to look like metal has shine in it, it won't show very clear and shiny unless you turn it on. See, that just appeared differently. Let's go closer to it so you can actually see the difference. Okay. Shiny object, right here, focus here. Turn it off. It's like, okay, well that's that and that's that, and you turn it on. It's a lot more detail in that. Look at the shine. That's what that's about. Turn on the lights, and, well, it's daytime, so you won't notice the difference. Let's put it on a midnight setting. Now, everything that has a lighting feature on it, so you can see light and shadows. There's a lighting feature in here. Turn off the lighting. Okay, now watch it go on. Well, you can't really see here. You'd have to go to... Okay, let's go near a light. Let's go here. Oops. Okay. Here's a light. Let me see my avatar face. Okay, turn the light off.